Me and my grandfather used to love hunting, and he left me the old hunting ground. But he forgot to mention there's a $1 million debt on it. I have the challenge to turn that one piece of land into a multi-million-dollar farm. Will I succeed? Will I fail? Find out today's video. Yes, thank you Toby for sponsoring today's video. I'm so excited. Grandpa left me the old cabin area where we used to hunt back in the day. Got my old camper, got the side-by-side. Let's go ahead and see out here. Oh man, let's let the road flood a little bit. It's okay. Still had to do that back in the day, so I'm fine with that. I'm so glad I sold everything off for this. Get to live out in nature and never have to worry about a thing. Home sweet home, the cabin. A little bit smaller of an area than I remember, but you know what? It's back. Oh, perfect. Just shut that off right there. There we go. Got a nice little camper. We got our little ATV, Can-Am ATV. All right, so now we gotta find that piece of paper the lawyer told me about. He said it should be around here, around the crack. Oh, there it is. Let's break this thing out. Dear Nathan, I gave you the most important thing in my life, the hunting land. This was something me and you enjoyed many times, but there's a little bit of a problem. Oh, what did he do? I took out a loan for $1 million on that property and was planning to pay it back with the insurance money once I passed. Kind of forgot to pay my insurance bill, so you're left with the debt. Good luck. No. No. Why do I always get myself in these situations? Well, I mean, it was Grandpa. Did he at least leave me something here? Come on, trash or something? Nothing. He legitimately just gave me land, trees, and that's it. Oh, this is not gonna be fun. Well, looks like I owe $1 million on all this. Everything right here says plot 25. Everything that right here is highlighted in green is what belongs to us. I think the only way to really start getting the gist of what we need to do is fire the ATV up, back this up over here. I mean, this is, I guess, where we're gonna be living anyway. Thank goodness I went ahead and packed the old chainsaw. I guess firewood would be the best way to make money, in my opinion. I don't know of much more ways we can make it other than like doing grass. So we're gonna go in with firewood. Go ahead and do that. Timber. Gonna cut that. So right now we're just going 1 meter logs all the way through and just cutting them up just like that. There we go. Got a nice little stack of logs. So first thing on my agenda would probably be try to go ahead and sell this, get a trailer for it, and be able to start making more money by hauling off more wood. So we made $809. Sadly, it's not enough to buy us a trailer. Let's go ahead and cut up another log or two and make it into actual good cash. Hit this one, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Alrighty, another massive load of wood. There we go. That was a $1,221. So gonna go ahead and take this over here and let's buy us a new trailer. So I went and paid the dealer a visit and we ended up walking away with this trailer. It's been definitely used a lot, but we ended up only walking away with it for a little bit less than 2K. I'm not happy with the price tag of it, but at the end of the day, we can get it back, get it working, start loading it down with wood. We might be looking somewhere. All right, there we go. I think this right here, perfect. We got a trailer, land, a little bit of trees left. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I've got a lot of time in front of me. Let's see how the next 2 years go for me. I'm going to bed. Well, alrighty, got this thing up here. Go and sell that right there. Finally means I can buy my own truck. Go and do that one as well. Oh yeah, I'm buying a truck today. This thing was supposed to be temporary all along and now I'm done. All right, let's come over here to the dealership and let's see what they got for some trucks. They probably won't have much in my price range, so if we can find anything, I'd be happy with it. Even a tractor. Actually, a tractor wouldn't be the worst idea because I'm trying to figure out still what I want to do. And I'm honestly at the point, I'm starting to think that going and being a farmer, I've always wanted to be a farmer. We got land now, we got trees. Let's be a farmer. I mean, that's my conclusion I've come to. Like, we can get like an old tractor like this right here, the Ford. Does he have over? Oh, and it does have the 3-point PTO. Okay. Oh yeah, these right here were known to be good powered horses. An 85 horsepower tractor. I mean, that'd be a good one right there possibly to get. I mean, Oliver, one of these old John Deere. You're paying a lot of money for just even the green though. Oh, something like that. Farm mall. You know what? I'm gonna go in here, talk to the dealership man, and see what kind of deal I can walk out with. Because honestly, I wouldn't mind this Ford right here. Something about this blue Ford just speaks wonders to me. It's a nice looking tractor, has a good 3-point linkage, and has a good PTO. Well, minus $3,000 later, we bought ourselves this right here. We bought ourselves a Ford 6610, and this is a beast of a tractor. Really goes well. The Can-Am just struggles with pulling it a little bit, so we're gonna go ahead and hitch it up to this and make sure this is used instead of the Can-Am. Here we go. We got a Can-Am on the back, the Ford up front. Now we just got to take this all the way back over to the farm, start utilizing this. I want to get into some equipment now, so starting to think about buying some like farm equipment, like a tillage, animals. I didn't think about that as well. Just need something like chickens or something like that. I'm thinking I need to do on this drive. Fire up. Get her off here. So now we'll just start using this whenever we need to go to town for something really fast and really quick. This is going to be the little thing, but from now on, whenever we need to take trees, this is how we're going to take them. I also know this, there's only one way to continue going. All right, so there's only one thing left to do. Let's go ahead and keep chopping down some wood. My idea is if we keep cutting down trees, keep making money, I can eventually start affording some animals. So I'm thinking about going the route of doing animals as well. I'm not 100% sure if that's the way I really am going to end up going or not. I just know that's what I would like to do. Tractor's roared up. We're gonna go ahead and take this on and sell it. He is not happy with this big of a load, but this is 2 full trees behind me right here, and it is gonna be worth some kind of money. Hopefully it's enough where I can buy a couple pieces of equipment. I need a planter and I need a cultivator. Definitely took me longer than I thought to get all the way over here, but come on, don't you start styling on me now. Let off the pedal for a second. Sometimes when you do that, she kind of wants to stall a little bit. Go ahead and you're just like this, lined up, back it up, perfect. Ka-ching! Oh, $4,883. I'll take that all day long. I'm also gonna take that right over here to the dealership and spend it on some cultivators and all kind of fun stuff. All right, I have been looking around this place for a hot little second, YouTube, and this right here is what I have come across. And this right here is an old dirty cultivator. It's a disc. It has good offset to where it might do a really good job. On top of that, you also can come over here, and I found this as well. Old Alice Chalmers planter or drill. We can drill directly into the ground and make really good quality oats, all kind of stuff like that. Because oats are honestly what I mainly want to focus on harvesting, and maybe some other little stuff here and there. That and that probably together should be about $4 grand almost. Maybe get a bag of seed as well thrown in there. I mean, we'll see. Alrighty, so we're loading up the seed right now. Ended up making a deal for $4,200 for 2 packs of seed and the cultivator and the seeder. Alright, We're good right here. We're gonna take this on back to the farm. We got our cedar loaded up. They were so nice to load up for us. Put on the trailer and we'll just go ahead and pull it off. It's actually not that heavy. I was expecting to be a little bit heavier than when it came out to be. So we'll take this back, run back over here, grab the cultivator, get that back over there, and start cultivating. Because we need to put some seed in the ground today. Hold up, pause the video. I know you want to get back to that wonderful mega, but I want to take a couple minutes to tell you about today's sponsor, Toby Eye Tracker. Toby Eye Tracker 5 is honestly one of my favorite tools to use for FS25, American Truck Sim, and many other games. It has honestly revolutionized the way I play Farm Sim. The Eye Tracker 5 follows your natural eyes and head movement, so your in-game camera reacts exactly how you look around. When you look into the mirror or even look over the side of the cab, the camera smoothly follows my view and makes it feel instant, natural, makes operating equipment seem faster, easier, and more immersive. The Eye Tracker 5 gives you both eye tracking and head tracking at the same time. You can even fine-tune the eye tracking and head tracking to your preferences. I spent little to no time at all getting mine fully calibrated to the way I like. All it took was a couple minutes of plugging it into the back of my computer, looking at the dots, and calibrating to my specific needs. It is a quick, easy process that I've never seen with anything like this. Lining up equipment, harvesting, trucking, and even logging. And if you have any concerns, let's clear it up now. Glasses work fine. I wear mine and it hasn't missed a beat. Low light room still tracks with extreme wellness. Curve monitor, it supports it. It works fantastic. It doesn't require any special lighting, special monitor. It's just a plug, run it, set it up, and you're off to the races. But right now, Toby Eye is running a special Black Friday campaign from now to December 1st for 20% off the Toby Eye Tracker 5. And if you're interested, go down to the links down in the description and the pinned comments and pick yourself up a Toby Eye Tracker 5 and enjoy the new way of playing Farming Simulator and many other games. And thank you to Toby Eye for sponsor today's video. Now let's get back to the mega. Go pull this off right there, turn this around. We'll go ahead and load it up with the seeds that we got. There's one and there is two. So now all we gotta do is detach that, go get the cultivator, bring it out here, and cultivate this nice little plot and make it into some oats. There we go. Go ahead and lower it down to the ground, start cultivating. So my goal is to make a nice little field area so we can actually go ahead and start planting. Go ahead and go like this right here. Make a turn because we're getting close to the border. I also do want to leave plenty of grass area because I do want to make like some cattle area. I've also decided, I've been doing a lot of thinking while driving. Cattle make a lot of money, and what makes even more money is milk. I think I'm going to be a cattle man. I'm going to own cattle, produce milk, and hopefully make a lot of money from cattle. Or at least that's my goal. Will I succeed? I don't know. Oh man, this right here's taking forever. You know what? There's a quicker way to do it. I learned this from a YouTuber. You take your fingers and you snap them and it gets done. Now that snap right there works perfect. I couldn't, you know, I need to start doing that more often with more chores on the farm. There we go. Now we're getting oats put in the ground. It's going to take a hot minute to get all this done, but we're officially getting the first field planted in oats. And we're probably going to make a couple more of the entire length of this here property. Well, couldn't ask much better. Got the entire field planted in oats. Be a decent little size crop right here. It's all growing. So now I'm going to take my behind over here, jump on the tractor, and let's go put it up. And I think it's time to go to bed and start again tomorrow. Home sweet home. Ugh. Good morning. All right, got the tractor right there ready to go. All righty, so today I think I'm going to focus on mainly getting a lot of trees cut down, and I've been noticing something. There's a shortage around town right now of firewood. A lot of those guys are taking the wood that I'm selling, turning it into firewood and making even more money. I want that profit. So if I could cut down all these trees, or cut down a good majority of these trees, get about 10-20 grand, take it over there to the sell it, I could probably end up buying something. I don't know, like some type of like wood cutter that I could use to make the perfect size wood for firewood and sell it as my own brand, like Rhino logs or Rhino fire. That would be a neat one. Rhino firewood. Got all the logs chopped up, ready to go. I actually forgot to go check on the field itself that we already got planted. Looking pretty good, actually. I mean, there's a couple weeds here and there that we need to get out of here, but I bet I might know of a solution to get it all gone. So let's go ahead and come back over here, get the firewood gone, and I need to figure out a way to get the firewood cutter, and I need to get some kind of sprayer with chemical or a weeder. This is not gonna be the funnest thing in the world. Trees later, we got this thing slam packed with wood. We're gonna take this real fast, go all the way to town, sell it, hopefully make a good amount of money. I don't think we'll make everything this run, but we maybe could the next run. $1,965. That's actually not terrible. That gets us close to that 20,000 goal. I need to buy a sprayer. Oh, it's gonna be so much. Alrighty, after coming over here, we're ready to buy this little sprayer right here for $1,250. We're eventually going to go through and replace the hoses. They're old hoses on it, but hey, sometimes you gotta take what you can get. We're gonna spend a little bit more money on these. We're gonna buy 4 of these, which is herbicide, which will give us 1,000 liters of herbicide. So pick up this one, load into the trailer. I'm gonna load up all 4 of these, get that loaded into the back, and then take this onto the house so we can start spraying. Got it loaded up onto the back of the trailer. We're gonna take all 1,000 liters and the new sprayer, take it on back to the house. Then we gotta spray the field. Then we get to go ahead and take a little bit of time and cut more trees to get back out here to hopefully make a little bit more money. Now, I've also made another decision that I'm not the happiest to make, but our Can-Am is roughly worth about $14,000 right now. We could sell it and honestly almost be able to afford it with one more load of wood. I'm not happy to sell a Can-Am. I'd rather keep it, but sometimes you gotta get rid of what you love. All right, I use these barrels to fill it up real fast, just like that. It's on over here out of the way. Alrighty, time to do some actual field work for a second. Let me have a rest. Let's take this over here, unfold it. So right now we're just going to spray this field right here for weeds and go ahead and knock out the majority of them so that we don't have to worry. We're not going to spray many coats of this on here. We're probably just going to do one round of it and then let the rest just grow. Go ahead and fold the sprayer up and we are done spraying the weeds over here. Got that knocked out relatively quick. Go over here now and let's get this trailer full of lumber again and get it over there and sell it so that we can sell that as well. We'll go ahead and sell this right here. Oh, I heard a lot actually, but that's $14,000. Oh, that puts us really close actually. All right, I'm gonna unload this and I'll see you guys once I get this trailer full of some wood. Yep, with an additional $4,858, we sold ourselves plenty, and I mean plenty of wood. We can go back to the farm now and start making that firewood that I really been wanting to start making. All right, so I'm thinking like right about here in this area, kind of take some of these right here, go ahead and cut some of these bushes back just like that. Perfect. Kind of like right here in this area, go ahead and place it down. Should be just the perfect spot. Timber. Perfect right there. Go ahead and hit that button right there, put it inside of here. So one thing I am going to do, I am going to start making sure this thing does more per month than just this. I'm going to crank it up just a little bit, not much, so that it'll start producing a little bit more and doing better. There we go. 10,000 liters of log. So that's everything I want to do. Got this thing fed, ready for tomorrow. Well, I think it's time to go to bed and see what tomorrow brings us. All right, put the strap there. There we go. Well, it is another beautiful morning. It is November and it's getting ever so closely down. The wood processed a lot quicker than I thought, and it hasn't been modified or changed at all. So I don't probably need to mess with the hydraulics at all. But I do need a better way of loading these right here on the back here, because this is not working. So I'm going to go to the dealership and see what they got after I sell this wood. There we go. $3,128 for that. So now let's go over here to the dealership and see if we can find out how we can buy some kind of forklift or something like that. Well, for $3,050, this is what I had. A John Deere 480B. It's older, it's rugged, but it should do the job I needed to do and do it very well. So we're gonna pull this around here and load it up onto the trailer. Pick that up, strap that down. So we got the Ford and the John Deere. We're gonna take both of these back to the farm and be able to start using this to load up the rest of the wood. Now we can be on a ball. Now that we've actually got a good way to make money, we can start making more by investing the money into more stuff. All right, and now we can start loading these bags of firewood up with this right here. All right, now we got the first one loaded. We just gotta get the rest of those loaded up onto here, get them sold, and collect our money so we can get going for the rest of the day. Got the firewood loaded. It's 12,000 liters of firewood. We're gonna take this on over to the firewood selling spot, sell it, get back over here. I think I've decided what animal I want to go after, and that's going to be mainly cattle. Now that we mainly want to go after the cattle, I need to start thinking about how I can build my own cattle facility. All right, take the straps off. $12,000 later, I'll take that all day long. Now I come over to the dealership and grab some kind of mower or something that we can use to start cutting the grass, because I want to start making some silage if we want to get into cattle. Well, it may not be great or it may not be fantastic, but we have a New Holland 116 right here. This thing we purchased for $4,000. Nice little thing, and also if it's perfect right behind our Ford. I'm gonna leave the trailer here, come back a little bit later and grab it. They'll put it on out of the way so we can get this back to the shop and go ahead and start utilizing it. I'm not gonna worry about getting a way to collect the grass just for right now that I cut, just because I know that there's no need. It has to dry at least a day or two so that it doesn't turn into actual mold grass. All right, so lower this down right here, turn it on, and perfect. Time to start cutting this grass. Now this is what I'm talking about. Nice little size field where you got it mowed. I think this is gonna be probably the last pass I'll do right here. And then what we want to do is start breaking it up to even more fields as time goes on. But we got this done. Now we can start working on getting the wood done. All right, so we got that there loaded. Took us a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but you know, I get to call it a day early. Oh, what could be better? All right, let's go ahead and take this first load over here and sell it off. 17,000. Oh, we get $17,000 per load. We gotta get back to the shop now, because that is a lot of money. All right, another load. That's only 12,000 liters, unlike the last one. $41,000 already. This is okay. We can afford the cows. This changes everything. So I need to get that baler, and then like some forks to put on the back so we can start getting into cattle. Let me go see what kind of deal I can make out in here. Well, $15,000 later, we went ahead and bought this baler right here. This one actually has a little bit of a problem. So I went ahead and spent a little extra money, got that. On top of getting that over there, we also went ahead and picked up this tedder right here. And then we also bought this little bell wrapper as well with a bell fork. I'm okay with this setup right now and kind of using this equipment. Eventually later on, we are going to have to upgrade a tractor and get a second one so that we can get even more work done at the farm. So let's take this back, get the baler back, and start baling some silage bales. Alrighty, we're going to come over here and start baling up some grass. So my goal is to make as many bales of this right here. Go ahead and start putting it up. I'm also, while I'm doing this, going to call the man that does my construction. Let him come out and let him go ahead and get started on making the new cattle pasture. Hope all that will be made and finished up by the time we get done baling. 19 bells later and over 54% of one more in the old baler. But this ain't the most impressive part of the day. The most impressive part is right there, the new cow barn. This barn was made in mind for keep doing milk and all those other type of things, because milk is worth a lot of money, especially these days. So this right here is going to be the godsend. Went ahead and purchased 8 cows, cost us an additional $10,000. We paid a lot for it, but it will hopefully pay off soon enough. And part of that paying off is getting those bales wrapped and getting all the other little stuff done. All right, we're going to use this right here to load up all the bales into there. Hopefully it won't take too long. Well, there's all 19 bales right there ready to go. On top of that, this thing did an absolutely amazing job. So we're going to take it on back over here and we're going to work on getting the firewood placed, a couple more trees put in there, and then we're going to call it for the day. You know, it's a beautiful day for this. And we're actually growing a pretty decent little farm already. The only thing I think we're really missing at this point is a couple more like another tractor and a little bit of odds and ends. Let me get this thing done and let's see what tomorrow brings. Alrighty, we gotta go and get this stuff sold ASAP because, you know, I'm kind of negative $1,000. Bills came out and don't want out. iPhones are expensive. Oh, crud. Well, this changes plans a lot. That means now, not only do I have to sell all that today, I also need to worry about getting a harvester and a way to haul it. There we go. Almost $19,000 right there. Let's go get the last little bit of wood and then let's head over to the dealership. Alrighty, load number 2 going on, and we actually got another full load. So we ended up with 2 full loads exactly. So we'll go take this on over here, 15,000 liters. And yes, I've been using a shortcut to get back over there. There we go. Another $19,000 in our pocket. Now, time to go to the dealership, spend some money, and do what I do best. Well, the dealer man taught me into something a little bit old. As you guys can see, I'm not happy. I mean, it could be a whole lot worse, but it's a little bit older than what I was expecting. On top of that, he also taught me into one of these old grain bins right here, aka the Parkers. And he wanted me to try to get one of these. I didn't want that, so we spent a ton of money. 6,000 plus another 9,000. I mean, it was a ton, like almost 15 grand is what we spent, if not 15. So let's go ahead and take the tractor back with this equipment attached. Then come back for all the other stuff, and we got to get started on harvesting ASAP. There we go. Put this down right here, and we are off harvesting our first ever crop. Oh, feels magical. Finally getting the first crop out of the ground. Probably didn't do the best. We didn't put down our fertilizer. We will be putting down fertilizer for the next crop. Overall, looking pretty good. There's not many adjustments you can make for this harvester. I've already made them. There's this little booklet it came with that tells you like how much of stuff to turn, what to do for certain crops, but that's it. You can't like adjust fan speeds, rotary motors, or anything like that. Realistically, with like a lever, you just kind of got to go and trust. Yield so far isn't great, isn't terrible for this old machine. I know we're probably getting a lot of yield loss just because of how old this piece of equipment is. And sometimes you gotta take the best of both evils. Just like that, we are done with the first ever oat field. of the farm. We'll shut that off right there. We got a couple of good loads out of here. I'm trying to think like 2 or 3, but we'll take this over here, unload in there. So this should be load number 4. It should get us to the 40%, which it does, and does that very, very comfortably. All right, now this field right here is done. Let's go ahead and pull this over here out of the way. And we also need to look real fast, see what the going price is for oats, and it is at the bottom pretty much. So we're not going to sell the oats right now. We're going to wait a little bit and sell them at their high point, which should be in about a month. So February, we'll go ahead and sell the oats. For right now, though, we'll take this right here, detach it, grab the baler because we still got straw sitting on the ground that we can bale and utilize. One thing I want to do eventually for this is get a windrow of some sort so that we can windrow all these together and not have to sit here and worry about it. Well, the last bale right here went ahead and popped it out. Now we have a good, nice 4 bales pretty much made from this field. 2 of them are the biggest, 1 of them is medium, and then 1 of them is the smallest. Take the old baler back to the farm. All right, got the bale forks hooked up. Kind of go at it like this, back it up. There we go. Lift it like that. Pick up the hydraulics. It's something this simple. You gotta love it. I like a good bell spot like this. It kind of helps out the farm. It makes our lives so much easier. Back it in. All right, now lift up all the way. There we go. I'm a little surprised since there ain't no front weights in the front that we're not kind of popping a wheelie a little bit with these bales. These are some big bales we got right here. All right, let's grab the last 2 bales and let's go ahead and wrap up our day. All righty. Go ahead and shut the old tractor off there for the day. We're starting to get a nice little farm going on here. Got ourselves a nice little Ford going on, all the equipment we need for it. Tomorrow, we've got to get that thing cultivated and planted. I also need to bring this back over here. 6 days down, 18 left. It's going to be a rough one. Well, another day, another dollar. Well, guys, went ahead and did myself a little favor, loaded up the wood this morning. On top of that, called the dealer and told him what we needed. I need a way that I can mix some feed for the cattle. And right now I have nothing to do so. And also I need to start making hay. So that means I need a new tractor that has a front end loader. And on top of that, I need a windrower and also something else that I can mix with, but that'll be dealt with later. So we need to go sell this firewood real quick. On top of selling the firewood, we need to also sell our grain that we got left. We don't got much grain in there, but we do got enough in there that I do want to go and sell it. It's probably about 3 or 4 grand, but hey, 3 or 4 grand is 3 or 4 grand. There we go. Sell that. That's $8,000 in our pocket. Let's go grab the other trailer, sell that as well, and see how much money we have to work with to buy our new stuff. It's definitely is time for a new tractor. They said they got something very special for me that they think is in my price range. We'll see how much they think I'm willing to spend today. All right, we have 5,000 liters of oats. Let's go sell this real fast. I'm thinking, I didn't know that we had 5,000 liters, so I'm actually not thinking we might keep being the keyword, get about 5-6 grand for this, and that would honestly says perfect for the day. Come on, good money. Give me good money. Need some good money at this. Where are you at? 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my. We just got $14,000 for those oats. Oh, that's a lot more money than I thought. Shoot, we're gonna plant some more oats after this. Let me go in the store here and figure out what they want me to look at, and we'll take a look at it. Now, they told me there's only one thing here with a front end loader they have, and this is an Alice Chalmers 185. Actually, not bad looking. It comes with both of these right here. It was owned by another farmer a long time ago. They bought these 2, put it with it so they can sell it for more. I would have rather also have a bucket, but hey, we can pay that eventually. These 2 right here are 4 grand by themselves. On top of that, that's another 10. So they're wanting 14 grand for this entire setup. Not only they're wanting that, they're wanting an additional $8,000 for this Vermeer windrower right here. So we'd be able to get everything all nice, neat, and organized rows. And then feed mixers. They've got 2 feed mixers that I'm really looking at here. This one or this one. This one right here is a pain in the behind to use, and I don't want to deal with it. So down to these 2. Well, I kind of like this one because it's bigger. It allows us to do more. They're wanting 16 grand for it. It's older. It's been used on another dairy farm. Actually been 2 dairy farms, and they used it every single day. So kind of fits what we already got. Let me go see if I can work out a deal with them for a bundle deal and get it all purchased. Alrighty, $36,000 later. It was originally 38. They took 2 grand off from us buying in bulk. We're good to go. So I'm gonna get all this stuff back to the farm, including the other tractor, and we got to get to work. Well, we got everything back here at the, give me a second. Little bushes are aggravating me. I'm trying to get rid of them one by one. I'm getting rid of most of the bushes. There's still some of them here and there that I need to get rid of, but we're doing pretty good so far. These are our 3 new pieces of equipment we bought for $36,000. Now we just gotta be able to utilize them. Part of utilizing means we need to get mowing, because it is time we get baling done. We need to get some tedding done, and we need to make some grass bales. Now, part of getting grass bales, everything like that going, means we can also go ahead. I can hire one of the boys or girls from the local town to come out here and cultivate the ground a little bit and maybe even plant it, depending on how much they charge. Well, with this here mower not working on that tractor, we're just going to utilize the mower on this. This time, we're not going to cut this grass right here. We know it was just cut the other day. We're not going to cut it again, but we are going to come over here and kind of cut this little back lot. So set it down and start mowing away. And I'm gonna do exactly what I did last time. Just go out on either side, kind of watch my line. Like, I have my phone pulled up here with a little GPS on it, tell me how close I'm getting to the blinds. I don't want to accidentally cut somebody else's grass, but I want to make sure I cut as much as I can. But while I'm doing this, then there's only one thing to do. Let's go and get this done. Let's get some tedding done and some windrowing. She went a little bit better better than I thought. We got a lot, and I mean a lot of grass ready to be baled. Went ahead and mowed it, teared it, and windrowed it. So now we can go ahead and focus on getting this thing baled up. And we also need to set this to a highest bale possible so that we're not making 1,000 bales. This first one's gonna be small and the rest should be appropriate size. It's so weird. Everything other than the mower works with this tractor. The mower does not work that well with it. So we have to get a different we have to figure out the other tractor to use this mower, or to use the mower for it. But hey, sometimes you gotta give and take. All right, I got all the bales baled up. It was a total of 7. Now we're just gonna bring them on over and actually start using them to make feed. Go ahead and take this right here. So first things first, I also want to do 1, maybe 2 bales of silage. Take these off, pick them up, back on up with it, put this into here. There we go. So that is 1 full mixture of TMR. We'll go ahead and take this, set down right there. So our mixture of TMR doesn't include all of the other stuff like the straw and all of the mineral feed. We're just doing straight silage and hay, and that's obviously all you need for these cattle. So we'll go ahead and loop them around, start feeding them, and now they start having food, they'll go ahead and start producing milk, and that is the biggest thing we need, is the milk. We got this pen fed. Go ahead and drop that off right there, and then we are done for the day. Definitely took a little bit longer than I thought, but hey, another day done on the farm. Well, another day, another dawn. Went ahead and put a couple more trees back inside of this machine right here. We got plenty of wood today, unlike yesterday when I didn't have as much, which we gonna definitely need it. I got some big upgrades that I want to get done today, and part of my upgrades is going to be getting some field work done. A new tractor, we need one a little bit bigger than what we currently got. The new Alice Chalmers definitely does work a lot, but we need something a little bit bigger that we can also utilize. On top of that, we're also going to go ahead and get this field cultivating, get it knocked out so we can start planting oats, because the more oats we can get, the better. And there we go. So the last ones, we got one more. There we go. $40,000 later, we got some money now to spend. I want to kind of take a look at the dealership. We may not buy it today, or we may invest this money in something else. We do need to spend the money on something to upgrade the farm in some way. I want to look see what they got for tractors. If I don't like any of the ones they currently got, we'll look into like putting like sheep or something like that. Alrighty, so we got a Minneapolis Moline. That's definitely gonna be enough. Fiat, so Fiat, so it's not looking bad. Case Sage or International. Okay, another Fiat, John Deere's, an Oliver Super 99 diesel. Not gonna lie, kind of like this tractor a lot. It's a decent looking tractor. And these two. There's really not enough here. I know like this tractor right here is gonna be a minimum of like 70 grand. This one's probably like 20, 30 grand. I don't want to drop that much money just yet. I hate to say it, but it looks like we need to take this on home and utilize some other way to make money. And I think sheep are definitely going to be the way to go. We can either go ahead and start investing our money in some type of sheep, or we can actually buy more cattle. Get more cattle delivered to the farm may not be the worst idea. Well, I've actually been sitting here doing a little bit of thinking. Because we've been taking out so many trees over here, I think we need to put down some apple trees. And we honestly put down a lot of them. Right there is, of course, where our boundaries are. So if I simply just start placing these down like so, we should have a ton of apple trees. Actually, that's probably about as many as I want to go with. I don't want to go too much. I don't want to do too many apple trees and make apple trees the only thing we make money off of, but I wouldn't mind it being the main thing. Alrighty, so we went ahead and got ourselves a nice good looking place. All the apple trees are ready to go. Got our new apple tree making stuff. So we'll make like all of our products and stuff like that inside of here. We'll make like apple juice and all that kind of stuff. Now what we also got to do is come over here, hit flood on this. Because the reason we're hitting flood on it is to be able to drive over. And there we go. Free watering. That's all we got to do. This definitely ain't going to work. Let me go grab the other tractor, see if that works a little bit better. Because if not, we need to figure that up ASAP. There we go. We are not bobbing up and down in the front now. I guarantee the bell is what's helping us stay like this. And since it is, we're not going to change a thing about it. So we're going to put one container of water in each one of them. This is also going to be the trailer that we use for milk. We paid about $3,000, almost $3,000. It was like $2,500. So it could have been a lot worse. Alrighty. all of them have been watered and taken care of, and they're all ready to go. Drop that there, leave that and go. So we also got this over here pumping. It'll fill this little area up, and then over time it'll drain, and we'll fill it up whenever we need to put water in there. Nice little thing we got in there. Alrighty, so we got the old cultivator hooked up, ready to go. Got the planter over there planting. Got one of the boys doing that and getting it done. We're going to use this, and we're going to actually cultivate the field where we just mowed that grass the other day. It's a simple, nice, good size one. We might make it a little bit bigger, but that should give us a lot more money when it comes to oats. Go ahead and turn that on. Now let's start getting this field shaped and ready to go. This is definitely going to be one of the bigger size fields that we have, but I will be extremely happy once we get it all cultivated and planted with oats. Oh, it's just going to make so much money, and it's going to be worth every dime of making this field. Detach right there, and we are good on that end. Now we gotta run over here, see how this tractor's doing on getting this field planted. And speaking about it, it looks pretty good. Whole field is planted, we're ready to go. We're actually gonna make sure we finish out this little bit right here, but we're also gonna make sure that we go ahead and take this over there and plant the other big field. We're gonna set somebody up over there, and we're gonna work on make sure the cows are fed. And here soon we'll be able to start baling more bales. There we go. Go ahead and fill their food. These guys are doing actually really good. We're producing some milk already, and they have produced about 300 liters of milk. I really want to make a little bit more money. Well, we can actually buy 2 more. So we'll buy 2 more cows. Actually, we can buy 3. So we can buy 3 cows. We'll go ahead and have all 3 of those delivered. That gives us 11 cows, and it should also give us a little bit more room to put more food in. I guess it does not. So here's what it is. Next step, go to bed, wake up in the morning, do our task all over again. All right, there we go. Gotta make sure that's done. That's done. There we go. We have a full trailer of apple. Then not only that, we also got our full thing over there of nothing but lumber we also got to sell. So we've got 3 trips we got to make today, and we're gonna make a lot of money doing it. This should put us the most money we've ever made at one time. I'm kind of curious to see how much this all makes us. I know I do have some plans I want to do today. This field is now planted as well. So we got this field, that field. We need to spray both of them eventually. We'll see how much more chemicals I need to buy, because I know with the new field we need to start buying more chemicals and seed. All right, we'll come over here, sell these first. $25,000 got us back out of the negative. Let's go get the firewood and go ahead and sell that as well. Well, we had to go a little extreme with this load to make sure we were ready to get it done. Just a little bit. I had to do a little extra, strapping stuff down, but that was almost $50,000 we made off of those. But we can go back to the shop and start working on getting some grass work done. I also want to start saving up some money and buy a piece of land is our next goal. The reason I want to buy a piece of land next is because I want to start expanding out our oat farm and make more money. Go ahead and take that, park it right there. Let's grab the mower and let's get mowing. I'm actually gonna let it sit and dry for a day because we're gonna be making pure grass bales out of this. Well, we are done with this field now as well. We got everything pretty much done. We need to make sure we top off the cattle feed, make sure they're doing good. And then tomorrow we need to worry about doing baling. So I want to do this as well just to make sure. I want to buy 15 more head of cattle. So this will be an additional 15 head of cattle that we can have in the barn. Well, we'll see how much milk those cows impact us tomorrow. But I think it may have been a short day. But hey, sometimes you just have them kind of days on the farm. Well, it's another day and it's another dollar. But we got a major problem today, and that is we forgot to water the apple trees yesterday. We were currently making no apples. I've already went through and kind of watered them up, got that picked back up. All we got is these 3 pallets of apple juice. I'm not gonna worry about selling this. Actually, I'm not gonna sell anything today. We're just gonna hold all of our products until tomorrow. We still gotta get stuff done on the farm. Well, what can we get done? Spraying weeds need to get done ASAP. On top of getting those sprayed, we also need to go ahead and bale that one field. So we still got plenty of stuff to do on the farm, and I think there's only one thing to do but get her done. So both fields need to get sprayed today so that we can go ahead and harvest them later. All right, so we're gonna get this thing fired up. We got all of the chemicals being sprayed. Right now, we're only putting down a little bit of herbicide. We did put down a little bit of fertilizer with it. Ended up purchasing a little bit of that, and that's part of the reason we went in a day yesterday. But hey, we'll spray this with some herbicide, get it done quicker. Then we'll go run there to the other field to get that done as well. Then we'll focus on getting the baling done. All right, we'll go ahead and fill this up with some more chemical, and that should be just enough maybe to get this other field done. I know it's a big one to get done. That's gonna be our problem, is how big this field is. So we got that majority of that other field done. It should be good enough. 3 bales down. Actually went ahead and decided to make them the smallest bales possible so that we can eventually, if we need to, wrap them, making that a little bit easier choice for us in the future. But we are not going to worry about wrapping them today, mainly because I haven't made my mind up yet or not if I want to buy sheep. Kind of really do actually want to buy some sheep. Cheap and easy to have, and they're just nice to look at. Go ahead and unload that bale as well, and there we go. So all the bales are baled, everything is sprayed. You know, sadly, sometimes you just got to go through some of the bad days to get to some of the better days. I'm going to take some time, make sure we get the cattle fed up nice and pretty, and I'm also going to work on getting some logs chopped. Tomorrow, we need to make some big money. Well, I may have done something, and by something, I mean I did this. I went and bought myself this nice little GMC truck right here with a flatbed for $13,000. We had about $18,000 left after yesterday, so went ahead and picked this up because we got a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff to haul. So first things first, we need to load up as much, if not all of this lumber here. On top of that, we can kind of look at our stock check, and we can see we've got a lot of apples. We got $86,000 worth of apples, $14,000 worth of apple juice, then an additional $38,000 in just firewood. We got a lot of money sitting here, and it all needs to go because there's a lot of that we need, because I want to be able to buy our next property today and maybe even upgrade a tractor and some equipment. First things first, let's get this thing started, and let's go and get these things loaded. $38,000 in our pocket, and that's just the first load. We've already sold all the wood. Now we gotta go back for the apples and the apple juice. All righty, let's go and sell this all. $81,000 $100,000 in our pocket. That puts us at $125,000. That puts us roughly where I want to be. That also pays the truck pretty much. Or ain't no pretty much, it pays the truck. Well, we finally did it. We purchased land 35. Now we own all this land over here as well. I want to go through, kind of cut down some of these little trees through here and honestly make it to like a little bit of a field. We got $40,000 left to our name, and I'm actually going to do the smartest thing I can. We're going to save up our money a little bit along and go ahead and buy us some new equipment and some bigger equipment. But until then, let's go ahead and just cut down some of these trees. There's pretty much only 2 out here that I want to cut down. The rest of it is just going to be turned into one massive field that's hopefully going to make us a lot of money. So the goal is to turn all, as your eyes can see, into one massive oat field, and that's going to be an oat harvest and a half. Alrighty, so we had the old tractor hooked up. We're not going to cultivate the entire place over there with this today. It's going to take a day or two to get like most of it done, and honestly, we're probably going to upgrade cultivators and tractors here soon. But also, we need to mark out this land, and it is going to be honestly every bit of acreage I can get out of this. Oh, this is going to be a massive field. We're definitely going to be upgrading combines before we can harvest this field. Because if we don't, we're going to regret not doing it. Okay, so doing a second pass all the way around just to make sure that this here is all nice and pretty looking. We definitely need a lot bigger of a cultivator, planter, and harvester for this one little field. Or my bad, one ginormous field. Well, we got it marked out, and this is going to be a massive field. It ain't perfectly square. I'm not ever going to make it perfectly square, but this is going to be humongous. I definitely need a bigger cultivator for that, but bigger cultivator equals something I don't have right now, and that's more money. So we're going to drop that there. And today's pretty much a very simple, easy day. Today's one of those days you kind of make money, get done, and move on to the next task. Alright, we'll go ahead and unload this here. It shouldn't take much of it. They pretty much have been good about keeping their food. They usually don't take much. Maybe it's like 3,000-4,000 liters. So we'll shut that off there. It may have been a quick day, but we made a ton of money. Well, these oats right here look pretty much ready to harvest. We have a lot we need to get done, starting with getting that field harvested. Before we do that, though, I want to take the truck into town, go ahead and sell this, and then possibly sell the apples and stuff like that a little bit later. I mean, I do know I went ahead and picked up the apple juice, but everything else, we're waiting until later. All right, go and do that. 1, 2, there we go. Drop that back. So we made $19,000 from that. Now we need to pull over here and sell these apple juices. Another $17,000. That puts us at $74,000, and we haven't even sold the apples. So that puts us pretty much where we want to be for the bigger tractor upgrades that I want to get. On top of that, the bigger cultivator and harvester. Well, the fact that we got $74,000 just laying around means this is probably the last harvest with this old combine, and I'm so happy about that because I didn't use it much, but this thing takes forever to harvest a field. And let's see how bad the yield is this time around. Yeah, this is not gonna be nowhere near as good as it was last time, so we'll probably bring in less than we did last time, but there's only one way to find out, and that's just starting to harvest the field and get it done. And there is the last bit of oats. We did not get nowhere near the amount of oats we got last time from this field, so definitely need to change up the crop and plant something a little bit different. Maybe some corn or soybeans, something that's not gonna put this much stress on the field. Last time we had over 5,000 liters, and this time we've only got 4,400. That is a bad decrease, but we're gonna hold on to it for right now because I know the price isn't good. We'll hold on to it for a little bit and sell it with all the other that we'll get tomorrow, so that we don't run the price down today and have it running down tomorrow as well. I'm also going to let this straw have a little bit of time to dry out. I'm also going to decide if we want to go ahead and do a little bit more of that here soon. Right now, especially like the apples as well, I've also decided to let those sit. I'm trying to let like some of the markets that we're putting a lot of product into, letting them sit, let them regain their value, and then sell at a little bit higher of a price than what we have been. But there's only one thing to do, and that's go to bed, and that wraps up the first year. Go ahead and sell these real fast. $94,000 on the day. That's the best way to start a day off, is making $94,000. We'll take these over here as well and go ahead and sell the apples and the apple juice. That's another $28,000 right there. Now it's time for my least favorite part, and that is selling the apples. We've got $97,000 worth of apples we have to sell today. It's going to take some time to get all those sold. Let's go ahead and head back to the farm and load up the apples from the orchard. Bring them on over here, sell them real fast, so we can go ahead and buy the combine, the cultivator, and the new tractor I want to get. One thing I love about these apple toasts is they're light enough. I can sit here and just stack them up onto this here trailer. Makes this job go by a lot easier than needing to get the forklift all the way out here, loading it up like that. Just apples. Just got to load these apples up one tote at a time. Alrighty, so we're going to take these apples, and that is a ton of apples. That puts us at $91,000 right there, and $215,000. I'm ready to go spend some money. Well, we had $215,000, and we spent 99% of it on this stuff right here. We bought ourselves a John Deere 8650 with a 10-meter working cultivator. It's a good old disc. It's going to get into the ground, chop up the ground very well. It's going to work it over like we need, especially with breaking up new ground. On top of that, we bought ourselves a Gleaner 7N Alice Chalmers with a 30-foot head. This thing is ginormous. Also has a folding grain tank. We're about to really start going. So we're going to take all this stuff back to the farm and get started. The next biggest thing I want to buy is going to be a seeder of some type. We are going to sell our old combine, get a little bit of money from that. But right now for seeders, probably these two would be what we would need right here, is these two, this and this. I don't really know of anything that's big enough. Yeah, so we need a 45 plus 18. Different day. Here we go. Turn that on. There. So the one good thing about this piece of tillage is it does like a little bit of plowing first, then it does the actual cultivation and smooths it back out with the second piece. Kind of makes our lives a little bit easier. But a steady 10 miles an hour with this right here beats that little sucker. Oh, this is so much better. And especially being that we have such little time to make the $1 million goal, because the goal is still to make the $1 million by the end of the year. This right here is just going to speed up the actual farming aspects, turn it into where we're doing a little bit more of the actual farming, because I want to buy at least another big plot of land, turn another field out of it. Then on top, I want to do that. I also want to go ahead and put some sheds up, start making it look like a little bit more of a farm instead of what we currently have before we start saving up for the $1 million goal.
The shadows were dancing on the building's golden light when sunset glowed. Bustling streets and busy traffic, walking hand in hand on our way home. The roads were drawn like something certain, every turn laid out so clear. Felt like love, looked like forever, but I fear we had a paper town. Look good till the ink ran out. I guess we ended too soon. We painted bright blue skies, you were never truly mine. Our map's been torn into this paper town. but it's just another town we left for dead. The lights we chased have all been broken, every path disappeared. Felt like love, looked like forever, but we're here. We had a paper town, look good till the ink ran out. I guess we ended too soon. We painted bright blue skies, but you were never truly mine. Our map's been torn in two. This paper town, this paper town, this paper town, oh, this paper town, this paper town. Maybe we were built too goddamn thin, drawn in lines that fade too fast. I swore this town would pull us in, but nothing here was made to last. We had a paper town, look good till the ink ran out. I guess we ended too soon. We painted bright blue skies, but you were never truly mine. Our map's been torn in two. This paper town, this paper town, this paper town, this paper
Well, we finished that other field, the big one. Now we need to start expanding some of our other fields. So we're gonna set this down right here, and we're gonna expand this field out as well, because honestly, it's just not big enough. May not be the biggest improvement ever, but that's still a larger size field than what we had before. We're gonna leave that over there, the grass part alone, because that's gonna stay a grass pasture. This though, on the other hand, we're gonna cultivate under. I am cultivating all of this straw underneath, just not needed. I'm not gonna worry about it right now, especially with us having the new combine. We're about to get plenty of it out of that field over there. Well, I made a little bit of a judgment call and went ahead and cultivated this over here as well. Went ahead and made us a little bit more ground all the way around. So now we have this over here, which we're going to extend to over here, through here, go over here on this proper side, go all the way across like that. Then we have this big field over here. Eventually, I wouldn't mind like picking up either that field or maybe even picking up that piece of land, just something else so we can keep going. But before we can do that, we need to fire up the old Alice Chalmers right here and take it over to the field to go ahead and get started harvesting. We got a lot of equipment just laying around that we need to go ahead and start figuring out what to do with. Right after we get our cedar, we need to go ahead and honestly start looking at upgrading the sheds and honestly making it into a nice little home. Fire the combine now. This is an oat harvest. This will speed up our oat harvest by 1,000%. And we can also actually, while I'm sitting here thinking about it, purchase soil information and purchase soil information. Oh, we're going to get great yield right here. Now, my favorite part about this combine is this combine actually does have a GPS system in it. And so does our new tractor as well have it. And the farmers who had them before kind of just put them on there, and I can't be happier. This field did not yield nowhere near what I was thinking it was going to, but it did yield at least 8,000 liters, and we can take that 8,000 liters and put it inside the wagon. I do want to take this wagon after we sell what's in it and possibly buy another wagon to go behind it. I think a dual wagon setup will be a lot better, especially once that field over there is harvested and ready to go. Are we gonna fit everything? Oh, we're just barely not gonna fit it all in this one. I guess we'll put it up for later. 20,000, I'm thinking we'll get about 20 grand. 33,000, not bad. Well, Went ahead and came back over here, picked up this grain wagon right here for $7,000, and I was also talking to the man inside. He said for an additional 3, he would give this over right here, so I did it. I went ahead and bought us a bigger, better sprayer, second wagon. Now we've got everything we need. We just need more land to make it all work. So I'm thinking at this point, if I start putting up the money that I get over the next 2 days, I should be able to afford my dream farm. Well, I went ahead while I was in town, spent a little bit extra money and bought ourselves 4 containers of fertilizer and then 2 totes of herbicides. So we are set for the upcoming year. On top of that, the sprayer looks perfect. We got everything loaded on the back of here. We're pretty much good other than the seeder itself, which is the next thing we need to buy. We're pretty much perfect to go and get ready to start spraying as soon as tomorrow. All right, so $34,000 right there. Go around this corner. Need to put that apple container back up here. Don't want to talk about it. So right now we are selling off everything we can to go ahead and start bringing a little bit extra revenue so that we can go ahead and buy the seeder that we need to go ahead and get stuff planted. Because we need to get stuff started planting today. On top of planting, we also need to get stuff just done. And there's those and those as well. All right, so $74,000 later. So it should be this one right here mixed with that right there. Perfect. Let's take this back to the farm and go get the John Deere, bring it on back here to go ahead and pick that up, deliver it to the shop. Okay, so we are currently putting a bunch of seed inside of this here. Went ahead and bought 4 pallets of seed. Make sure this thing says oats. There we go. That is all we needed right there. So now we have an entire drill and setup ready to go to start planting oats. So we have the original harvester. We have a new harvester now. We have a new cultivator and we have a new drill. Things are looking our way majorly. There is a couple things we do need to change, and that is get rid of the old harvester, make a couple thousand off that, probably about $2,000 is what we'll make off of that. Get rid of some of the older equipment. I do want to keep all the tractors we currently have. Don't want to sell any of the other ones because they're just nice to have around if we just look at them. There we go. Start seeding this ground. We're going to go ahead and plant this field, that field. And then I'm gonna have one of the guys from town come in and take over for that big field while I work on getting the small field baled. Well, just like that, we have that little field done. I need to come over here. I realized after I done left the field that I forgot this little portion. Finish up this as well. And I'm gonna get one of the neighbor kids to come over and help out by taking this over on the big field. And it's getting about time again to start cutting that. We'll probably cut that next month, right before we spray. Just because you got some big tractors sometimes don't mean you need to go ahead and pull out your oldies. We're going to take the old Ford and hook her up to the baler. This is more of my baling tractor at this point. We're going to use this right here to bale the field of straw. And honestly, I need to start taking some of these trees from this side. Really need to start working on the trees on this side because I would like to put our main shop over here. See how that works though. I also like the trees. I don't know. There's a lot of decisions I need to make. So that gave us about 5 bales out of there. One of them isn't fully finished. Not the best, not the worst. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this on over here. Let's get a feed mixture made for the cattle. And then we done for the day. Pretty much everything's left on him over there. We're gonna move some bells around, little stuff like that. And I'm not gonna worry about cultivating that yet because I do want to have the fields kind of separated. Put some hay in here. We're gonna wait for it to get about 6,000 liters. That's close enough. There we go. Put that in there. Now that's full. We'll go ahead and take this on over there. Make sure the mixture's left on. Kind of boost this up just a little bit. This tractor right here slowly but surely became one of my favorite tractors of the entire time. All right, let's go ahead and disconnect the batteries. Make sure that right there don't run out of no juice. And I think we done for the day. I think next step, go into tomorrow and make some good money. Well, I decided to start the day off by selling the apples first. And that is a ton of money. We're already at $117,000 for the day, and we're just getting started. We still got to go back to the farm and grab the wood as well, sell that, and that'll give us our budget. I think I figured out what we're going to do about a shed and a house. There's this really nice shed. It's $120,000. Well, we have 28,000 liters of wood, the firewood right here that we're going to go ahead and sell. So there's no point really keeping the firewood. We like to go ahead and just take that on every day. The apples, I usually keep those for 2 days, then sell. Starting to look perfect for this year. I'll be able to get that new shed I'm wanting, maybe even another storage shed. I'd like to get like some kind of cold storage as well. That'd be awesome. And there we go. 25,000. So that puts us at $140,000. I don't think we have anything else we can just sell just yet. So that means we need to go back and start getting ready to build the new shed. We're also going to go ahead and move some stuff around. Not only are we going to move some stuff around, we're also going to get rid of some of the old equipment. So like the combine and little stuff like that, we'll go ahead and get rid of. Then we got to get working on cultivation. And then that should be all we have to do today. And a little bit of spraying, because I did realize the other cultivator does plowing as well. So we don't have to spray for weeds in the middle, but we do on the edges. So we have to spray this for weeds. We don't this because that we haven't planted that. And once we cultivate it, it won't need it. And then those two don't need it either. Pretty much everything here has got to be moved. I'm going to move everything out of the way, build the farmyard the way I want it to look, see how it all turns out. Well, I did something. And by something, I did a lot of something. Guys, I have officially upgraded this farm past what I really thought was possible. So first off, we can go ahead and start with the new bale storage we got right here. Make our lives a lot easier. But come on around here. Look at there. It's the new shed with house on the side. Then we have the little shed over there for all of our storage needs of like equipment that doesn't need to be in the actual heated shed. We have a little shed right here that is for chemicals and stuff like that. We can keep those out of the weather. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Also, we went ahead and bought a little bit of sheep as well. I know a lot of you are like, how did you afford that? I'm gonna help you out a lot. We sold off the combine. We sold off all the little equipment and stuff like that as well. Went ahead and got rid of it all. And this is what we were left with. Just enough to do everything like that. We sold the original sheds that were here. We sold off the camper. Sadly, that's no longer with us. All that little stuff is now just gone. But that's a really good thing at this point because we did not need any of it. I'm actually really happy with the way the current farm looks. We got the gleaner underneath the shed. We have the old John Deere underneath the shed. There we go. That should be all we should need from this. Go ahead and lift this up. And yes, this right here is going to in fact be our spraying tractor. This is going to be responsible for all of our spraying needs. I figured it'd keep this old Alsheimer in the works for a good while. On top of that, we have our tillage piece of equipment put right there. So we're going to do the one headland pass around that we did with the old cultivator. We also moved the firewood mill to the back of the shed just to make things look prettier. All right, we got it spraying. And I know a lot of you are thinking it is on, it is spraying, and I don't know why it's not showing though. But who cares? We're doing our job. We got our tractor out here in the field finally. And we just gonna mosey on all the way around, do all four sides. We'll be done with this job. Then we can move on over to unloading this and getting some fertilizer put in here and start fertilizing these crops. I'm not gonna lie, the way this farm is turning out is absolutely beautiful. It's actually starting to look like a realistic farm. We got a little bit of side hustles going on that make us the most amount of money. And sadly, in today's, that's accurate. Your farm hardly makes any of the money and everything else you have makes the majority. So I'm actually really happy the way things are turning out. We got this up here going. We got this here. Eventually, I wouldn't mind buying like a piece of land, like maybe 15 up here, maybe even 26 or something else to add to our current little bit of land. All right, switch the herbicide for fertilizer. We're going to take this back there to the back and go ahead and have it start spraying around. One of the guys come out and start spraying that while we get the big John Deere hooked up to that and start cultivating the other field. All right, now it's time for the business. We've got to sit here and go ahead and get this field reworked so it's a proper size. There we go. See, the bigger we make this field, the more money we'll make out of this field as well. But I also gotta be careful because I don't want to make it too big because we still want to have a plenty big enough field for grass. So I'm thinking that's big enough for grass over there. And this right here is plenty for oat, wheat, whatever we want to plant over here. And I know we've been mainly planting oats this year. Oats is kind of what I wanted to specialize in, but eventually once we get our debt paid off, the goal is to start moving into different other types of crops. Now this is a little bit better of the size I was thinking this field should be. It's a lot better representation of what this field should have been the entire time. Well, we are done with this little field and we've got it expanded. All we gotta do is come back a little bit later, probably tomorrow. We'll probably come back and go ahead and put some seed in the ground, get this field planted and get it sprayed and ready to go. I'm about to jump in that little tractor right there for a little bit this afternoon and do a little bit more spraying and get the smaller field sprayed. But before I do all that, I want to go take a look at the inside of the house. You know, I haven't even stopped long enough to take a look inside of my house. All right, going to open that up. Okay, we got the little office area. And oh, this is a lot more luxury than what I had before. Bathroom area, and then oh, a comfortable bed. You know how long it's been since I had an actual bed? I mean, got me nice little fire. Look at here, perfect. All I gotta do to get my fireplace going, walk out here, run some firewood real quickly, walk back in here, close the door, put it in the fire, and get back to watching my TV. Well, we got a lot to get done today. We gotta go ahead and get some of this mowing done, and we need to get this field right here ready to rock and roll. So that means planting it. But thank God we got our new tractor. So we're gonna go ahead and hook up the John Deere to the seeder. On top of that, well, that is gonna be the only thing we're gonna need today. Went ahead and made sure I sprayed all these for nitrogen. So the field we were planting today has really good nitrogen. I put a little bit thicker of a layer down just to make sure it didn't dissipate before we were able to get this out there. We'll go ahead and hook up the seeder and bring it around. I love the fact that we actually are starting to really grow the farm, and we have a nice good little setup going here. Well, I'll say this, I'm not going to worry about getting this done myself, the seeding. I'm going to worry about getting the grass mowed, because pretty much it's going to be getting all this right here seeded, and then we're going to turn around and get all this right here mowed. That's pretty much all we're doing today. That, and then doing some little bit of animal care. And speaking about that, we need to go ahead and run up here and grab our tractor. Let's connect the battery cables. There we go. Fire this back up. And it is getting about time for us to go ahead and start selling the milk that we have with them, but we're not gonna worry about it just yet. Go ahead and disconnect that right there. Take the old forward. Let's go ahead and go hook it up to the mower. So there is another thing I do want to eventually buy that will help us out a lot, and that is a bell wrapper. I know we have the small one right now, but eventually I wouldn't mind getting a bigger one. I've also been keeping my eye on the used market to see what's all coming up. I've seen that white a couple of times, just kind of like seeing what's all out there. There's some things out there I wouldn't mind trying to pick up. Definitely like this tractor right here, the Massey Ferguson. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't mind that dump truck right there either, but there's some of this stuff we just don't need. Actually, I wouldn't mind possibly trying to figure out, I would want to see duals on it. So $32,000. It's not bad. We might actually go ahead and do that one. Let's mow this up over here, and let's try to figure out if we can make that work, because if we can make that work in our budget, we will be sitting a lot better with tractors. Trying to get this about as straight as I can. That's about good right there. Probably could have went a little bit more in the middle, but just didn't work out that way. Sometimes you can nail it right in the middle, sometimes you can't. All right, that is all mowed. Bring this back through here. I'm not gonna lie, this little path right here in the middle of these two fields looks absolutely awesome. Looks perfect for this kind of a situation, driving through here. You got that over there. Oh, I love it. All right, back this on up right here. On out of the way. We'll lower it. Disconnect. Bring this on in over here near the service bay, because we want to make sure we can get service next time we can. Pull it in right there. Perfect. While that's over there doing the last little bit of seeding the oats, let's take the truck. Let's go sell the lumber we got. We're not selling the apples today, but we will be selling them soon. I also want to see if we can afford that new tractor. There we go. We're gonna do that. There we go. Sold that for $38,000. So for wrapping bell technology, we do have a couple of options. I wouldn't mind something like this, so we can wrap the biggest of big bells. I mean, even something like this, so we can wrap 150s. Honestly, I think the 340 is about the best we're gonna do, or the 35,900 is about the best we're gonna do. It's going to put us in the negative tonight, but tomorrow, once we sell the apples, it's going to put us back in the green where we want to be. But it also gives us a good little bell wrapper. Alrighty, bell wrapper obtained. Brand new, never been used before. We got it for $35,900. We'll take this on back to the farm and get it unloaded. We're not going to wrap anything today with it because we just don't have anything yet. We're going to wait for tomorrow to go ahead and start baling. Also, the good thing about this is we can start lower how many bales we're making. Go ahead and back this thing on off. I do like how this thing is motor powered, so it can be moved by itself. We're going to put it directly into the shed though, out of the way. And this is a very important piece of equipment because it is brand new. Probably the first brand new piece of equipment we've gotten on the farm other than the shed. Grab this tractor out. Now let's go and start feeding up animals. We need to deliver 2 bales of grass over here to these sheep. Then we also need to make a feed mixture. All right, 2 grass bales acquired. We'll take it over here to their feed trough, which should be this one right here. Go ahead and take both those, drop them off like that. Perfect. Now we need to acquire a hay bale and then of course a straw bale. So we got 8,424 liters, which is 70%, which should be just enough to feed the cattle for a day. We did put a little bit of the food that was left over from yesterday into here as well, so we should be good. There we go. Shut that off right there. Perfect. Let's go grab the John Deere Parker, and we should be done for the day. All right, pull on into here. Go ahead and detach that there and straight into the middle bay. Oh yeah, perfect. We can wash this tractor off right here. It's been a little bit since we've been able to wash her off. She's been putting some kind of hours in around the farm, especially since we got her, because we put her directly onto the big field. We're really starting to see the benefits of our labor. That first year was rough. This second year is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Let's go ahead and back up and let's put this up for the day and see tomorrow and what it brings. Well, guys, we are back at it again. We're trying our best to get back caught up, and today we got a lot to get done, and that is we got to get all this stuff sold, including the apples. On top of the apples, we also need to get a little bit of baling done and some wrapping. It's a pretty simple day. It's just loading the pallets by hand and doing all that fun stuff just takes forever. That's why I normally go ahead and have one trailer fully loaded and ready to rock and roll every day. I'm actually going to sell the apple juice first just to make sure that it's all sold and I ain't got to worry about it. There we go. $49,000 right there. And let's come over here and do this as well. And there's $83,000. But I also will say this, guys. So I know we are selling a lot and we're making a lot of money. I've done some math. I may have messed up the other day by spending all that money like I did. Right now, we are barely on track to actually make the goal of $1 million. We're gonna, if we hit it, it's gonna be by the skin of our teeth and definitely because of the crops we put in the ground. We might make it, we might not. I know we're making almost $100,000 a day, but we got 8 months left and we're only making $100,000 per month right now, or just a little bit over. That's not a whole lot of money we're honestly making. We're not making enough right now this time to be able to satisfyingly make enough to pay off all of our debts. So we need to really kick our behinds in gear and make sure we're making enough money and we're not spending any more than we have to. Another thing I also want to do today is I also want to take the milk and go ahead and sell most of the milk that we have. We've been producing a ton of milk lately and it is time to say goodbye. We stack these by 4 side by side and 3 tall. That normally does take care of most of everything, fits it all on one trailer. So we're not coming back for multiple trailers for the apples. See, in 2 months, this is about as much apples as each tree makes. We have to load all these onto the trailer to go ahead and make sure we can sell them. We produce enough apples, honestly, for this place. It's just, we need to sell them all, and I don't like selling them every single month because you sell them every single month like we do with the firewood, you dilute the market a little too much. I'm trying my best to stay out of diluting this market because the more we don't dilute it, the more we let it sit. Like right now, if my projections are right, this is all just the apples themselves are worth $120,000. And that's a hefty chunk of change. Alrighty, 64,000 apples later. So that means we got 64 pallets of just straight apples on the back of this. Oh, this is gonna sell for some kind of money. All right, let's unstrap this. There we go. $120,000, which puts us at a grand total for the day of $207. That puts us right where we need to be. So if every other day we get $100,000, we might hit it on time and just barely early. Well, this was a little unexpected. I went ahead and purchased myself a 4050 John Deere. This thing is an incredible piece of equipment. We're running it all the way back down to the shop right now. We paid $36,000 for her. If she ain't beautiful, I don't know what is. Got everything we can need. She's rolling some black coal. She is front wheel assist. So we're going to take this back to the farm. Go ahead and hook it up to the milk tank, start running it back and forth. I also want to upgrade and get a bigger milk tank. Not the one we currently got, get a different one because it's just too much. Alrighty, so we sold that milk right there for $7,000. We're going to go over here, hit that button, sell that right there. Now we can come over here and choose what we want to get for a milk tanker. We need something that's going to be able to haul a decent amount. Nothing that's like stupid low. You know what? We'll go with this right here. It's 6,050 liters is what we can total one time. It's $17,000. And yes, I know I wasn't supposed to be spending money, but these are things that we have to spend money on. So let's take this tanker back to the farm, fill it up, and come back here, sell it, get back to the farm so we can start baling some hay. Well, we made $17,000 on that last little bit of milk. We're going to go ahead and back this on up here, grab the baler and take this to the field. We're actually looking pretty nice. I actually like this new setup. The fact that we have a tractor that's respectable for the baler as well, says a lot. So I know we don't got much that we have to bale, but it's a couple lines. We need to make sure it's set to max. We are going to turn all this into silage. I don't plan to sell the silage that we are making, but we do need to at least turn it into some. Turn that on, lower. Perfect. Something I need to do probably is actually sit down and cultivate this field a little bit and turn it into a proper grass field instead of this here, what we currently are getting. We might get better yields. I'd actually be able to fertilize it and make it yield better for the future. Go ahead and unload that there. Let that go down. Perfect. This right here is the simplest task on the farm, and I love doing it just because we're making good progress. It's also just nice to do. I don't know, there's something therapeutical about baling hay. There we go. Trying to figure out how to unload this thing for a second. Didn't want to unload. Go ahead and turn that off right there, and voila, another set of bales completely baled. We can go ahead and take the wrapper over here. We actually got a good number of bales over there. We're at 60 bales in total we've baled with this tractor, or with this baler. Man, we've put this thing through some work over the last 2 years. And I also just want to say, comparing it to when we started to now, man, this farm, especially over the last few months, this has turned into a beautiful freaking farm with all the updates we did to it last month and more. I love the big equipment we got going on. I love the way that just everything flows, and we're gonna be making some serious cash now. Like, this is, in my opinion, about the closest you can get to running an actual freaking farm. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and unfold this right here, get that thing started up. It's ready to go. There we go. Well, that's the first bale of very many. We got to go ahead and put all these bales inside that wrap, go and get everything wrapped up. Hope it won't take too long. Well, that is all of our stuff baled and ready to rock and roll. We need to actually fold that up and attach our bell wrapper, and that is all we have to do for the day. The cows are fed earlier today. The sheep are good, or at least should be. Sheep are good at food, and the cows have food as well, so we're good. Let's put this up and call it a day. Well, I went ahead, guys, and picked myself up a new to me semi truck. This is a Kenworth and in a flatbed trailer. The guy was selling the Kenworth for $36,000. I looked it up online. These things are easily, and I mean easily, worth around $90,000. On top of that, the trailer itself, it was selling for 17 grand. I couldn't pass that up, and especially with our current situation and hauling stuff back and forth, we ain't been able to do everything in one load. We can now. We can stop worrying about it. We can get stuff loaded up and gone. Also, guys, we got a lot to get done today. The field is ready. We gotta get this field harvested today, planted tomorrow. There's a lot to get done and not a lot of time to do it all. Speaking about that, we can go ahead and head over here to the firewood processing place and back this trailer on up and start loading it full of firewood. No more of the days of having that dinky little trailer anymore hauling into town. We've got ourselves a nice semi truck trailer, and I bought it on the used market. I'm really am now looking for a trailer that I could possibly pick up on the used market for hauling grain, but I don't know what our options are for grain trailers. I mean, we could actually pick this up for 19 grand and sell the wagons. We might consider picking that up. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. Let's go ahead and get the old John Deere out, load this here semi truck up. I am so glad I bought this. I came across it on the used market. I was looking at it, just seeing what was on it, and the fact that that semi truck was on it, it'll pay itself off in this load of wood. So it's worth it in my opinion, and also don't have to have the issues. We're looking more professional. I don't know. Luxuries. Gotta like them. All right, let me get this thing loaded and let's get it to town. All right, we're going to pull through here, sell all this real fast. 32,000. Ooh, that did not pay for everything, but tomorrow definitely will pay for more. Well, went ahead and pulled out the old gleaner. The gleaner's so good, they only sell 5 of them a year. Go ahead and start this up right here. I want to stop for a second and let it unload what we had in there from last time. So we are going to unload this. I'm expecting a lot better of a yield than we did last time because we have more nutrients in the ground, and I made sure to put the best nutrients I could down for this crop. And there's actually something I want to do next time just to make sure we get an even better producing crop, and that is I want to put some lime down next on all the fields to see how that does. Little stuff like that's what's going to really benefit us long term. I also am only going to run the swath on these two small fields. The big field I'm gonna run no swath. It's just not worth the time to bale it all because it just don't sell for enough. But I haven't completely made up my mind yet. I still might change it a little bit later. This is actually yielding really freaking amazing. We're yielding in the 96s, the 90s. We're yielding higher than I originally thought was possible for this field, and that just shows how much that nutrients going down really affects the crops year to year. And no weeds also really helped out this field. With us doing the tillage the way we have our tillage piece of equipment, and it does deep tillage and regular smoothing it out, it really does a number. Well, after doing these two fields and a little bit that was left in the combine from last time, we are sitting at 15,000 liters of oats. That's a hefty amount of oats for these little fields. And I can only imagine how much all this right here is going to go up in production, especially with the other field that we're about to do. So we're going to take the combine over to the big field, get it ready to rock and roll over there to the big field. And I'm going to have one of the guys from town come over and start utilizing the combine over here in this field. We'll unload them with the gravity wagons whenever we can. Let's bring this train on over to the field where he's working, and we'll let him keep working, and we'll hook back up to him whenever he needs to be unloaded, which should take a little bit of time. This field should yield really good, especially the bottom half, so I'm expecting pretty good results. The other thing is I also decided to leave the swath on. I couldn't just turn it off as much as I wanted to. We gotta go ahead and get baling the other fields so that we can go ahead and get back over to this field and start baling it as well. Well, we got the first two fields completely baled. Now we're gonna run over here, unload him a little bit. But we're definitely not taking the entire load of oats. We're gonna take both of these to town, sell them, come back, let him just start going on what he's doing. Also kind of want to get in the combine for a second and see what the yield monitor says. So we'll go ahead and pull up underneath his thing right here. All right, so yield map. Oh yeah, that's better. That's sitting about exactly where I wanted to sit for that. There we go. $69,000. Good Lord, that is a lot of money for oats. We'll bump that back up and we'll take this on back to the farm, get these detached over there where he can go ahead and continue working and getting his stuff done. He's already back 80%, so I might try to catch him on his pass back and just try to do it that way so that he can stay going while I bale. There we go. Let him go ahead and keep going. So we're gonna detach that right there, grab the baler, and we're gonna start baling. I want to do the headlands first just so I can get out of the way easier. Alrighty, so we got our next wagon full right here. Had to drop the baler off there. We got both sides of the field baled, so now we can just start working on up and down roads when I get back. We're running around like we got everything going on. Alrighty, so right now we're trying to stay right beside them, trying to unload about as best we can. We'll probably end up filling this first one all the way full, which I'm okay with. Let him just keep doing his job. There we go. Now that he's doing that, we'll go ahead and detach that right there. Let's get the baler hooked back up and let's just start baling this field. You know what? I'm kind of getting tired of playing the detach reattach game. I think it's time we get the blue tractor out. We'll just use the old Ford tractor right now to go ahead and do the rest of the baling with, so that we're not constantly reattaching and detaching and we're not wasting time and all that. There we go. We'll go ahead and leave that right there. Let's jump in the 40-50. We're in gear. We're going to drive on over here and load up the last little bit of oats. Hopefully this fills this up. We should be looking at another good chunk of change on this as well. I went ahead and did the majority of that. He kind of sat for a little bit longer than I probably should have let him, but it's kind of worth it. We're almost done with this field and getting it baled. I'm also highly, and I mean highly, considering picking this up right here. So this automatic bale loader right here is what we're thinking about getting. Is $50,000, but it's going to save me so much time with these bales. It's not even funny. And on top of that, our bales that we have of straw is already worth that much, so we would just be at least getting that money out and some because of how many more we got left still. $390,000 is currently in our bank. That is a ton of money. This oat harvest had to be one of the better decisions we decided to do. And we can still get one more off before the end of the year. And right now, we're also having to get it done before the rain comes. All right, back to what we do best. Let's build the last little bit of this field. Then we're gonna buy the new auto loader and get all these bales sold. We're not keeping any of them. We're selling all of them. All right, let's pull on up here to this and sell the last little bit of oats we have. This right here as well. This definitely will push us over the $400,000 mark, and we're probably going to immediately spend $50,000 of it. That's going to bring us back down a little bit, but it happens. And $49,000 later, we can finally take this on back to the house and call it a day. Well, I'm currently hauling a load of apple juice, apples, and firewood. Ain't this a interesting little load? But it is got this trailer packed. I'm not gonna lie, this semi-truck trailer is about the best purchase I could have bought. It helps us out, it gets it up here faster, and it makes it look so much better. So we'll go ahead and take this on over here. We're gonna sell the apple juice and the apples first, and then we're gonna sell the firewood over there at the firewood place. $171,000. Shadoom. There you go, another 32,000 puts us at $622,000, which that's good because we need to spend a little bit of money today. So I've already purchased the $50,000 auto loader. It should be over here ready to be loaded onto the trailer so we can take it back to the shop. We've already bought this. Also kind of want to see what's in the used market today, see if I can find anything that is like a good little tractor. I wouldn't mind another tractor that's a little bit more high horsepower. Oh, why do I want it? Wow, that's weird how that just happened. Wow, you know, sometimes just you accidentally buy something. I mean, look at that though. 275 versatile. That's a nice tractor. So let's go ahead and hook it up to this right here, which is the complete reason I bought it, and I'm sticking to that story. This, and then we can also use it for things around the farm. I'm not gonna lie, I just wanted it. It's a versatile. I really don't get to use this much, and I wanted to use it. Fold the ramps. There we go. We'll take this on back to the shop, and we're going to use this to start picking up bales with. On top of picking up bales, we need to go ahead and get the cultivator out in the field. So we're going to use the other tractor, the big tractor, for the cultivator, which this also gives us another tractor for the planter. Yeah, I knew what I was doing. So I have a major dilemma right now. I've kind of harvested all the trees I want to harvest from over here at this area, but there's a nice little tree spot right up here with more land that we could purchase. It'd be a nice little spot up there. We can also move our logging facility up there, start doing that up there. On top of that, we could also cultivate some of that land, big brain place here, and start doing some stuff with that. I think before we do that, let's go ahead and unfold the trailer, turn the semi truck off, and let's get this tractor down and start loading up these bales. Selling the bales is gonna be the first thing we do today. According to stock check, just on straw, we have $77,000, which honestly almost pays for the entire new plot of land. So we might do that. All right, let's run around this field and pick up all of these bales real fast and sell them. Well, I went ahead and set up one of the workers on this right here, getting them to do this whole field. I'm gonna let them do their job and get it done. I'm also gonna worry about getting this over there. Basically, I've got to wait until he's done before I can start planting. Honestly, we got to start spraying as well. So we're pretty much in the waiting of him to get the stuff done. While we wait on him to get stuff done, I'm gonna park this for a second. And I'm gonna head on inside and play some video games. All right, come on, time to load up some farming simulator. Well, we have officially cracked the $500,000 mark. Decided I won't get to stay here long because I've decided I'm actually am going to buy this piece of land up here. I may not do much with it on the actual agricultural side because we've got a lot going on as it is, especially planting and stuff like that. I may in the future turn some of that land, but for right now, it's just not worth it all, especially when we need to focus on what is guaranteed right now. And the reason we bought it actually was for this little square right here. We're going to put our logging facility right up there. We're probably going to put another one. We're going to leave the one that's right there where it is and take another one and put it up there. But before we can do that, we need to take the new tractor and then the seeder, go ahead and take it on over here, get it into the field. There we go. Turn that on and let him go at it. I also want to go ahead and get a semi-truck trailer for this as well. I think it'd be something nice to do. But shut that off where it is. And let's jump in the big John Deere and head on over there and start finishing up those couple fields. And while we do that, I'm gonna wait for the new processing plant to come in over there so we can start processing all the lumber over there instead of here at the main shop. Which means I'm gonna stop production at the one that's over here. I'm gonna let it run tonight and finish up what's in it. And after this is gonna be the last run of it. I'm gonna do these little fields right here. I really do enjoy harvesting and doing these little ones. I let the workers do the big ones because there's always something to get done around the farm. All right, so we got done with all the tillers that we need to do for right now. I'm gonna take the 4050 and go ahead and hook it up to the sprayer. Now we got the sprayer hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and take this over to the field, start spraying some of the nutrients down in these other fields, trying to make sure that we are good and set for the next crop of oats. Again, I would go ahead and extend it like this over here. I just don't see the point right now. I'm better off leaving it alone than I am getting into all that kind of a stuff and end up getting into a mess. Well, that works for me. We got both of those fields sprayed. Now we just got to come on over here out of the way and wait for this to get done. Once this is done, I'll go ahead and take that and plant the other two fields and set this on to spray them. Now there's only one thing left. Kick back, wait for this to get done, and move on into tomorrow. Well, guys, we are already rocking and rolling today. Already started the oat harvest. I had to grab another battery for my camera from the house. So we've already started. We've been rocking and rolling. We've got this thing rocking. We got to go ahead and get all of the oats harvested today, which is this field right here. The plan is to get it baled. On top of getting it baled, we plan to go ahead and head up here, get this little area cultivated, maybe planted if we can. I'm not sure. I know I also want to get lime in this field. We've already purchased a new limer for $25,000. So let's jump back on into the combine and talk about the yields. This field has actually been yielding really decent, better than what we did last time, and I'm happy. All right, and this field's already produced one full trailer and a little bit more in the other one. Not much, just a couple liters. So we'll go ahead and knock out the rest of this field so we can get started on the other fun stuff. Well, down to the last two passes of this field, and then the work really starts. This is the easy part of the job, harvesting and making the money. And now the hard part starts once we take the last little bit of oats right here. I do regret only just growing oats. Sadly, all the time I had was for nothing but oats. But we'll get another harvest off. We do one more patch of oats on this field as well. Here we go. Turn this off. Take this back to the main farmyard. We'll park in the yard for a minute and deal with it a little bit later. And by that, I mean, I'm just going to park it like right over here out of the way. I've also decided it's going to be the last load with these wagons we're going to do. I'm spending the $18,000, especially from this load, to go ahead and put it into a actual semi-truck trailer. Because A, it'll fit more. And then on top of that, I don't have to deal with wagons anymore. And certain issue that happens with wagons occasionally. $59,000 later, we're good on that. I'm gonna take this on back and then let's take the semi truck up here, tell what it's got, and let's buy ourselves some new equipment. All right, we parked the wagons over there out in the tree line where they belong. Now let's take the good old semi truck to town. Let's see how much we can get for this wood. Also pick up the new lime spreader and some lime, and I want to go ahead and put in an order for that Dakota trailer. All right, there you go. And pull forward, sell all this. $29,000. Perfect. Now let's back on up, get over there, get our lime and our lime spreader. Alrighty, so this right here, the Williams, is a brand new one. We paid $25,000. It's an 800 super, nice, simple little thing, and it'll get the job done. Now we just need to find out how much the lime is going to cost. Well, we purchased the lime, got all the lime right here on the truck, got the Williams ready to go to, and here it is, the Dakota. We paid $19,000, a little over $19,000 for. It's a nice, beautiful semi truck trailer, and it's going to be able to hold a whole lot more grain than what we were able to. And now being able to officially get the stuff put in a semi truck trailer feels a lot better than what we were doing before, and gets us a lot closer to the way the farm wants to be. All right, I got the lime and the trailer here. Let's go and head back to town, grab the Dakota and bring it back to the farm so that we don't have to head back to town anytime soon today. All right, we got the Dakota. Now we're heading on back to the farm, and I will say this looks good. We finally made a little bit of a path right here, so we have a nice little beaten path, so we're actually taking a little bit of a road. Finally pulling into the yard with our new Dakota trailer. So I've been trying to figure out where exactly I want to put it. I think I want to build another shed. I want to put just like that right there, so to be a one-way. So I'm thinking about putting it like right here and parking the semi-truck trailers over here. I haven't made my mind up yet. I still got to call the designer to see how much it would cost. But while I'm talking to him, I think there's one thing that needs to be done. That's getting started on baling. Let's take it over to that field, get started on that, because we still got to do liming and we got to still cultivate and try to plant it today. So there's a lot that needs to be done. Not enough time to do it all.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time. In case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list, girl, you can skip this funny business. 'Cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life.
finally went ahead and got lime done on this field as well. Went ahead and took no time at all. The 40-50 went ahead and took quick work of that. I'm actually going to refill it full of lime from this over here. While that's doing this thing, I'm gonna hook up the big John Deere to that over there. This has become one of my favorite parts of the farm, is using this big son of a gun right here. Back it all the way up. Go ahead and attach. Go ahead and start with the headland passes on this field. Trying to figure out why my GPS, oh, that's why. There we go. Now GPS is gonna start working. So far, so good out of this field. We just gotta go ahead and get this thing done. pH is exactly where I want it to be now. So when we move up here, we'll do the same thing up there. And hopefully this field won't take about another 10-20 minutes and we'll be done. Alrighty, got them starting working on planting this here field with some oats. While they're working on that, I'm gonna need to go ahead and come over here. I've decided that we're gonna go ahead and build that shed. So they say if you snap your fingers, things will be done. 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. We went ahead and put up the entire new shed. This was a $25,000 shed. Nice little pad, everything that we need in here. On top of that, we went ahead and put all of our equipment in here. Also, the semi truck will be parked in there. Not the trailers though, just the semi truck. It'll get it out of the elements, and that's my goal, is to make sure everything stays out of the elements the best as possible. So let's go ahead and pull it on into here. Just that simple is all it takes, and then we have ourselves another shed. Helps keep everything from being outside now. Honestly expands the farm a little bit more and makes it look a little bit better. So we'll take this back over here where it belongs, to the main heated shop. It's actually coming together. Like, there's a good chance we're gonna make the goal. On top of, there's a good chance of making a goal, and we have really nice looking farm. But we'll shut that off right there. And now we gotta open this back up. I put this back up. My bad. I need to take this back up there to the top and start getting work done up there in the new section, because I may not plant it today. I may plant it a different day, but we just still need to get that job done a little bit as well. And don't worry, I haven't forgot about the cows. We've been keeping them fed. They've been producing milk. We actually are about to sell their milk here soon. There we go. A simple little Dorito, as Buck would say. We'll go ahead and cultivate this still all the way through this entire little area, get it all done, and we'll have ourselves another field that we can start utilizing in the future. There we go. The Dorito is made. Fold this back up, and we'll take this back onto the farm. And I think this is all, yep, completely been planted. So I think that wraps up another day on the farm. All right. Straps look good there. Let's go ahead and take this on into town. Almost left some apple juice. Can't be leaving no apple juice like this. All right, let's take this on and find out how much money all this is worth. We gotta take this on over here in the town and go and sell it at the ports, because we are producing some kind of apples. And of course, it's the second month, so we gotta go ahead and sell off our apples, take the money we get and put it up. Because we have a total of 4 months remaining. And the last 3 months, I'm not selling until the 3rd month. So whatever we get is whatever we get. I don't want to know if we hit it till we hit the deadline. We have 3 months remaining left on the taxes, which is $1 million. We're currently sitting at $423,000, but $600,000 isn't a little bit of money. That's actually a lot of money that we still need to make. I did mess up though, and I forgot to turn on the new production for the firewood, so we didn't make as much firewood money as I thought we would. $174,000 right there, and then we'll come over here and sell those as well. So there we go. Everything is sold. So we're at $606,000. I want to upgrade our mower. The current mower we're running, I like it a lot, but a self-propelled mower would just make our job so much easier, and they're not that much. They're an additional $100,000, but I want to justify that because honestly, I think we're going to hit it very easily, and I want to justify spending a little bit more money. And that mower may be just what we need to help us out and make our farm as efficient as possible. Go ahead and get inside the 275. This Versatile is low-key one of the nicest looking tractors. It looks a lot like a John Deere in a lot of ways, but it's just so nice looking. We're gonna plant canola is what we're gonna plant up here, so you can go ahead and start making us a little bit better money. Go ahead and do that and let that person take over. Now let's go back to town and let's buy ourselves a nice little upgrade for our mower. Well, and here it is, our brand or new to us Heston mower, complete with a road packer. Kind of makes the roads where it's not so high, knocks them down a little bit, and makes it a lot easier to go over. And I know I spent a lot of money on this, but I think we're gonna make it back perfectly fine. The oat harvest, everything on that, this may be the easiest one we've ever done. All right, set that down right there and we're good to go. Well, at least we're good on one thing about this. I don't need to worry about the roads too much because we're turning this into hay. So we're gonna go ahead and at least make sure this whole place is mowed correctly. All righty. Well, we're done mowing that field. Let's go ahead and get the tedder, bring it out and over and get tedding. We're not gonna worry about baling because it needs to have plenty of time to dry out. All right, there we go. Pick that up. Well, we got the old ice trimmers out for a little bit. We're gonna use it to do some tedding. This right here makes it pretty simple. Just get out here, turn the old ice trimmers on, turn PTO on the ice trimmers, and just start tedding. It makes it where we go ahead and start drying out this grass, turn this into good hay. We've been needing some hay lately because we're running low. The cattle have ate most of everything that's left. So let's go ahead and get this done. By the time we get this done, they should be done over there. All righty, so this field up here is planted in oats, and the other field is headed. I think we've done our job for the day. Now we just gotta hold on and see what the next few days bring. Well, another day, another dollar, and another bit of money for some firewood. Went ahead and decided to go ahead and sell the firewood first thing this morning. Puts us at $496,000. And let's go ahead and take this on back to the farm. And let's go ahead and wrap up what we were doing yesterday, and that is getting baling done. We need to windrow everything with that last field and go ahead and get it windrowed. And then that's it. That's all we gotta do today. It's pretty simple days, feed the animals, and we keep them things fed pretty well. Go ahead and shut that off there. All right, let's get I bet it's covered by so much junk in here. It's not even funny. Yep, I gotta move the sprayer over there, and I gotta get that what's behind it. Okay, there we go. Drop that off right there. Grab the Vermeer, and let's go windrow us up some rows so we can get that field baled. So far, so good. This tractor runs so smooth. I just wish I had more time to run it. And these days, we got to run everything else but this. So whenever I can, I like to run her. There we go. That's now done. We can grab the 4050 real fast and get that thing baled. All right, I'll shut that off, leave it right there for a minute. Let's go ahead and grab the 4050, put it on the baler, and get baling. All right, and just like that, the field is baled. All 6 bales out there. Not too bad for that little field. It's been doing actually really well with the new bigger bales, and I'm glad we've started making those, so we're making bigger and I have to do less work. And we're getting closer. We've got 2 more months now. We're getting down to the wire. Well, it is raining, and that don't mean good for us. It actually means really bad. We need to go ahead and get the 4050 out, and we need to get this 275 out. Because right now we're going to use this mug right here. Go ahead and take it over to the field and get the bales out of the field because we are pretty much out of work that we can do today. The firewood place isn't accepting firewood today because of the rain, and honestly, don't blame them. And I want to get those hay bales out of the field ASAP. There's not much we can really do today with the rain, and that's what sucks the most is it puts everything down. We're still down $500,000, and everything will be ready to harvest tomorrow. We'll harvest it all. There's still a chance we don't make it. Not a big one, but I do think there's a good chance that we don't make it tomorrow. And losing a day of selling firewood, there's only so much firewood they'll take to begin with, so we're losing some firewood day. On top of that, tomorrow's gonna be a very busy, hectic day. Gonna pick it up. This right here makes our life so much easier with baling. And one last one, there we go. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up these as well. Yeah, the silage bales, because they've been ready for a hot minute. We probably won't be able to fit them all on this one right here, but we can at least pick up most of them and come back for the rest. Oh, there we go. We got all the bales picked up. Just simply drive them right here. We'll hit that button, go ahead and get this thing ready to unload, and we'll unload all of these bales right here into the bale shed. And we are done with the bales. We've moved them all. We're pretty much ready to rock and roll. We've got 1 day left. Honestly, we didn't get enough done today, I feel like, but sadly in farming, you lose an entire day due to weather. So hopefully tomorrow is a lot better and we're ready to start going ahead and getting some work done with this harvest. Hopefully we make it. Well, I'm driving back from the dealership, and as you guys can see, we spent some money. I may have went ahead and bought a J&M 875 grain cart. This holds 875 bushels at a time. So we're gonna take this all the way because we have every field of oats ready to harvest in one day, and we have to today. It's July. End of the deadline. Everything is all go. So everything we can, make the money and see how much money we have to survive on. I will say this J&M grain cart came in really handy. Nice price. We paid about $37,000. Sadly, we didn't get on a major discount, but here you go, guys. You can see every field is ready to go, especially this field. This is the biggest field. We're probably gonna start on that last and just kind of leave this out there in the field, because now we have the Dakota as well. We have plenty of sources to store all of the oats that we can. All right. I am going to do myself the favor now. I'm not harvesting all this to bale it. So we're turning off swath and we're going. This field right here should take too long. These little fields, they don't really take that long. They actually yield pretty decent. We did the best we could. The only thing I never got to do with them this year was lime, and I do think we're going to suffer a little bit because of that. Other than this field right here, we'll probably suffer a little bit of yield loss compared to last time. All right, let's go and unload this. First little section, that first little field didn't yield as good as it did last time. I was hoping for a little bit better, but we didn't get what we were exactly expecting. Well, this field right here didn't produce the best I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to produce a little bit better, like a full hopper, maybe a little bit up more, but I guess it just don't. Well, looks like that lime really did a lot, and we're starting to see better yields over here in this yellow portion. That's what we wanted to see. So that means that lime has definitely done its job. Yeah, we're seeing numbers of 95, 94% yield. That is exactly what I wanted. Just keep productivity up. When I brought on one of the guys to help me out and getting this field done, I'm gonna have him complete this pass and turn around, bring it back this way, and I'm gonna unload him on the go, and I'll pull the semi truck trailer out finally. And a lot has happened in that short little time span that you guys seen as a second, but let me confront a couple things. This right here, grain cart, is not the same one we had before. The other one for some reason wouldn't let me put the pipe out, so I had to swap over to the new one. It didn't work. It was a mod problem, so I went ahead and just bought the new one and refunded us the difference, because it's not my fault that happened. So we'll go ahead and disconnect this right here, and let's go ahead and connect up the truck to the semi truck trailer as well. We're on the home stretch now. Not much between us other than what's left in the grain and what's not in the trailer. I also went ahead and transferred over all of the grain over to this, like it should be. So we had 26,011 liters of oats that need to go in here. Let me go ahead and just turn that off so I can disable swath, and I'll finish out these last 2 rows of this field myself. Now everything's now going the way it should. We got a little bit left, not too much, but not too little. We still got to get that whole humongous field done and get the crops, everything sold, to see if we broke even and gained us the money we needed to be able to pay the land taxes and to be able to finally call ourselves a farmer. Yeah, there we go. We are done with that. So let's go ahead, head over here. We'll let AI go and start on that field right there. And while that's doing that field, getting that field going, I want to go ahead and get the big John Deere out, go ahead and hook it up to the cultivator, because at the end of the day, if we do succeed, I still want to make sure that we're still caught up on all of our other chores. And it doesn't hurt to have this rolling on another field while we're working. We'll go ahead and unfold this and let them take over. And while they take that over, we gotta get back to our farm over here and see how the gleaner's going. Yep, it's already harvesting back there, and we need an additional 11% for this, which, let's look at my mobile app. Yields are a little bit worse than last year, so they're not as good as last year, but they're not absolutely horrid. I was worried about them being absolutely horrid, so I am really happy. There we go. 9,000 liters right there. I don't think this will fill it up all the way, by no means, but I'm going to at least put it in there and see how close that gets us. If not, that's full. Never mind, that fills it up a lot more than I thought it did. So I'm gonna park this simply right here out of the way, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this here to my truck in while he's doing the next headland pass. Go ahead and unload this first hopper. That is one thing I'm gonna miss, is unloading both at the same time so we can get done quicker, but we technically hold more, so it's a give and take. We're already at $578,000 so far. We might hit it. We're looking pretty good. We're looking on track to hit it. Time will tell. I think the apples are definitely gonna be what breaks us over. So the apples are gonna be the last thing we sell, and we're gonna find out through that how much we actually made on this farm. So he probably should be able to make it all the way back down, and then I'll catch him on his way back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit all the way down the end of the field and wait for him to get down there so we can unload him. And just like I predicted, look at that. He was able to make it all the way down. We'll be able to grab him on the way back. You know, after sitting here for a little bit, harvesting this field for the second time, I've realized I would have hated to do this field back when we had the small little combine. This would have sucked. I'm so glad we went in and spent the money and got the gleaner and have done the upgrades we have. Well, another semi truck load right there. We'll go ahead and take that into town while we're waiting on the combine to refill. We just unloaded a second ago, and this harvest is almost done. We've got a little bit left, and pretty much everything left is just all trucking. And we couldn't have chosen a more better looking truck to do it in. All right, this time we'll unload the back hopper, then the front. This will push us over the $600,000 mark. Well, that just put us at the $700,000 mark. We got $300,000 that we still need to get a hold of. If something tells me we might be able to do this whole thing and end up coming out ahead with a beautiful looking farm completely paid off. The thing we started off with a Can-Am and a camper and ended up with this is hilarious to me. And we are done. The last official oat harvest is done on the farm. I'm so happy to finally have this done. Now it's up to see how much we get for the last little bit of oats we got. And then on top of that, we got to see how much we're going to get from all of the apple orchard and see what we'll come out with. I think the apple orchard definitely helps us out a lot. I will also say this. I do think if we didn't have all the extra expenses like this tractor, grain cart, semi-truck trailers, you know what I mean, all that other stuff, we probably could pay the loan off before now, but it would have been as fun. So we'll probably get an additional like 70,000 out of this, and then everything else will be left up to all of that over there. There we go. That puts us at a $788,000. Let's take this on back to the farm and let's grab the other flatbed and load it full of apples. All right, it's time for my least favorite job, loading the pallets. Oh, please tell me now. Well, it's loaded and here it is. The final load of apples and apple juice. I think this load right here will completely pay off the farm for every little dime we owe left. All right, here we go. Hopefully the final sale. That is what I'm talking about right there. $1 million and an extra $36,000 on top of that. We officially made it. Man, it feels so flipping good to finally come back to a farm. All I know is I'm a simple quick trip to the computer and it's paid off. Man, look at everything we have built. Like, we have 3 separate fields now, and honestly, I am so happy about it. Go ahead and stop that, shut her off. Let's go pay a little visit to the computer. $1 million paid in full, and we officially did it. And we profited for one of the first times in a long time. I'm extremely happy the way this place turned out. And if you guys like this type of content, want to see more like it, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Should we do a season 2 of this farm? For me, my family, and of course, Isaac, the one editing this, we'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace. And a huge thanks to Tobii Eye for sponsoring today's video. From now to December 1st, get yourself the Tobii Eye Tracker 5 for 20% off with their Black Friday event. Links will be in the description and the pinned comments. And a thank you to Tobii Eye for sponsoring today's video.